I got it. What is up? Are we on?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back to the horror debate. I am Jeff Rowdy Jake here. He is Michael Mandy, and we can't stop laughing for the life of us because we're just having a great time today.
Because we just finished watching Shark Night.
Shark Night 3D. Oh my goodness! Well, I didn't see it in 3D.
And use your imagination. What does that do? It doesn't mean boob size.
Well, it could because I didn't see it in 3D.
I didn't.
And all I saw was a bunch of boobs on the TV.
I watched this movie and I didn't see any chick that had 3D. It was PG-13. Nobody saw anything in 3D.
Jesus.
Although that one dude, he had the camera hidden in behind the mirror in the bathroom.
Oh.
He probably saw him before the movie started.
Yeah. So here we are. We're talking Shark Night 3D, and of course,
We
as soon as
said a
I
lot of-
saw this, I said, "Man, don't give me a Jaws ripoff."
No,
don't-
you know what? You know what was Piranha 3D came out,
Yeah.
and everybody we liked it so much, we had a blast. Someone said we got to do it again, but sharks.
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
We liked Piranha 3D for all the wrong reasons.
I'm sure other people did too.
Oh, absolutely.
It made money.
Any movie that takes Jerry O'Connell's penis off and has it float towards your television in 70
3D.
inches of glory.
In 3D, I saw it in the theater.
I mean, you gotta. Yeah, I don't know. But the
Jerry
deal
O'Connell
is
was
this.
great in that movie.
Shark Night. I was like, man, I'm really skeptical on this whole thing because you got all these movies like Shark versus this and
Mega shark versus giant octopus.
yeah, and I'm like,
two-headed shark attack.
I mean, do we really have to do this, Mikey? And then I
You're the
watched
one who
it,
told me to see it.
and then I watched it, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad.
You're kidding me.
It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. I've seen worse.
Where?
Trust me.
Mega shark versus
Some of them,
giant octopus.
some of the movies you made me watch in the past have been worse than this.
Oh, come
I mean,
on.
at least my son is in this movie.
Someone who looks like him.
Somebody who looks just like him.
not
Yeah.
for
I mean,
real.
okay. Plot us, Mike.
This movie plods pretty well.
No. Plot us.
Okay. Movie starts out with this underwater camera shot of this lady in 3 feet of water, and this 8-foot shark attacks her and eats her. I'm going, wait a second, where the hell did this shark come from? Is he in that movie The Burrowers? It's a burrowing shark. It burrows under the water. Just when you thought it was safe to go in the water, it burrows under the water.
But come on, man. I mean, it was still a fun deal. I mean,
Okay, so we've naturally got the plot of this movie. We've got the typical super ultra rich chick who has no friends.
Yes.
So she invites all of her friends and the token black jock.
The token. We even said that when we were watching the film.
I don't know what his character's name was, but it probably was Token.
Token, yes.
And and of course, I even looked at my wife and said, if he's the first one that gets eaten, I'm calling it right now.
Right.
Okay? Sorry. Just put a red shirt on him. Okay, so
Cut him, let him bleed in the water, man. Come
so
on.
anyways, they go all the way from college out to the bayou, like 3 hours away from anywhere, and they get on this boat, and everybody there knows this chick. Hi, great to see you. Hi, great to see you. Hi, great to see you. And I'm going, wait a second, there's only 3 people for every 20 square miles.
Even the
and they
sheriff
all
was
know
like
it.
that.
The sheriff, hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
Everybody loves this chick, and nobody knows why.
Well, but okay.
But anyways, so they go into and of course, naturally, you've got to have in these kind of movies a Crazy Ralph character.
Yep.
Well, Tucker and Dale show up.
Tucker
Hi
and
there.
Dale.
Hi there, boy. I like you, Latina girl. Hi there.
Yeah.
And, ooh, we got a dark one. And I'm just going, oh God, more stereotypes.
Yep.
Okay, so anyways, they go out to this place. Naturally, of course, someone gets attacked by a CGI shark.
Yeah. Well, those are the scariest kinds.
Yeah, especially the sharks that before they attack you, they stop and smile at you.
Yeah.
Then they attack.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm sitting there going,
That was a photo op, Mike.
It's like-
Even the sharks are going Hollywood. I mean, give me a break.
Okay, I guess this movie proves that if you're not looking at the shark, he won't attack you because he waits until you turn and then he comes.
It's the
for
stare
you.
down, Mike. The stare down.
Yeah, and then in this, and they even make a point to tell you they're in a lake.
Yeah.
They're in a freshwater lake, and yet this girl, there's a hammerhead shark, there's tiger sharks, there's great white sharks, and the deadliest of all sharks, the cookie cutter.
The cookie cutter.
I just fell off going, you've got to be crapping me. You can't be. How could that actor say that with a straight face?
I know.
Oh,
but how did they get there? How did the sharks get there, Mike?
Oh, the Tucker and Dale picked him up and carried him on their shoulders, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
they said, they must have come from that typhoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me wait a second. But then the whole plot of this is Tucker and Dale decided to get home.
By the way, their names are not Tucker and Dale. We're just saying that because we have this movie fresh on our minds as well because we just watched it.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Okay, Larry the Cable Guy and his dumber brother.
Yeah, there you go.
And the swamp rats.
Yeah.
So these dudes decide they want to make YouTube videos or whatever and have them aired on Shark Week. So so all these sharks happen to have cameras on them.
Yes.
But of course, when the sharks are attacking people, there's no cameras to be seen.
Yes.
So okay, now my question is, how do you pick up a hammerhead shark
and put a camera on him,
transport it halfway across the country, stick him in a lake, and then strap a camera on him? What do you do? Wait till he's asleep?
These are in the special features. Okay, these are all explained. No.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay. So I'm just watching this movie going, you got to be kidding me.
What was with the Cupid doll blonde chick? Now there was something physically wrong with this girl.
She must be related to someone.
Something is wrong because she had a nice body.
Nice body.
But what
Not double
happened,
D, though, or 3D.
What happened upstairs?
Well, nobody can control the way they look.
No, I know, but I'm just saying her face looked disproportionate to her body. She looked like she had this nice body and this little freaking head. I don't know. It just bothered me, Mike. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, well, people can't control the way they look.
Get ahead. You know what I mean? That's what they get ahead in life. Anyway.
Well, maybe that's why nobody. But anyways, so here's a big, beautiful house.
Yeah.
They even have one of those awesome infinity pools that drops off that looks forever, right? This house has got money everywhere, and yet the token, of course, gets eaten, attacked.
Right.
He doesn't die yet.
No, he just takes an arm off.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they bring Token back, and the first thing he does is it ate my girlfriend, and he grabbed a spear, and I went,
and was standing in the water, knee deep, waiting for the shark.
And of course, we know that knee deep in the water, the shark can still get you because we saw it at the beginning.
We saw him at 3 feet, so we know these things are dangerous like this,
but
right?
I'm sorry, this is 2012. You're kidding me. You're writing this going, let's have a black actor holding a spear.
The point of the movie, I think, was in a complete tongue-in-cheek kind of deal. No way was this meant to be serious.
No, it couldn't.
No way.
But then we've got to get we have no cell phone reception, and yet standing right behind them, I see a Central Station burglar alarm.
Yeah.
I'm going, wait, there's a phone line right there.
There's a phone line right there. Yeah.
Going to the monitoring company. Hello.
Yeah, I got to say, Mike, that it was a mess, but you know what? In that mess, I had a decent time.
Oh,
it was exhilarating. It was funny. It was just entertaining to me, you know? Okay. But the point of the flick was to obviously showcase the 3D. It wasn't to tell a story.
Of course
It was all about just showing the 3D.
It was trying to cash in on the money that Piranha 3D
It was like one of those graphics demos that you see on the computers, you know?
But didn't those sharks look stupid?
Well, I thought...
When the fin was going left and right, it looked like someone hand drew it on the film itself. It was just zooming like the goddamn Roadrunner.
Yeah, well...
You know? And then the shark swimming after the girl who was speeding on the boat, it looked so silly. We were laughing.
Oh, come on now, Mike.
Looked retarded.
You're being too No, I'm kidding.
Look. I got news for you. Everybody who made this, David R. Ellis, you directed this movie. I want you to watch a movie that a 23-year-old director made who'd never made a horror film before, and he had a shark that didn't move.
Yeah.
It was broken.
Yeah.
It's called Jaws.
Yeah.
That's how you make a movie with a shark that
But we don't want to make
move.
Jaws over, and that's what I was worried about.
No, but I'm just saying he made a good movie.
But you're aiming at two different audiences. Jaws was aimed at us. Okay.
Jaws was aimed at an audience with taste.
Jaws was aimed at us. This was aimed at the teeny weenies, the teeny boppers who want to watch a shark movie if they have ADD. That's what this was. It's two different audiences. So I can appreciate Jaws. I love Jaws, and I can appreciate this for what it is.
And I loved Piranha 3D.
I love Piranha 3D.
I love Piranha. I even have it on Blu-ray.
But you're trying to compare. Obviously, this doesn't compare to Piranha, But what I'm saying is that it's made for two different audiences, and I can kind of see why they did this, because it was a way to showcase 3D in the summer. They knew all the teeny boppers would go see it, and they'd get their jollies off with it.
Cash in on the
that's what it was.
It's kind of like you made a good movie and then they make a cheap knockoff.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Friday the 13th and then New Year's Evil.
Yeah, exactly. You have to see it for what it is. It's not out there to compete with the classics, you know. But
no one will ever consider this.
But I thought, you know, the guy from freaking Grandma's Boy was in here. JP was in here, man. He just was missing his long coat. You remember JP from Grandma's Boy? You ever seen Grandma's Boy?
What,
Mikey.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, Grandma's Boy is about this computer programmer guy who lives with his mom or with his grandma, you know, and he's like a weed head, and, you know, it's a comedy.
I thought it was the dude lived next door to you.
No, that possibly too. No, I'm kidding. But this guy, JP, I call him. He was also in Hatchet.
Oh, okay.
And we were just kind of talking about him before we did the debate.
I see. Oh, yeah, the nerd dude from Bones.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Dude.
And you know, we were talking about his versatility or lack thereof. You know, he gets a lot of different roles in these type of movies, and he's always fairly effective across the board. He doesn't really stray too far from that mainstream character.
I know he's not the dude who played Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movie,
but he looks like him.
But he could
do it. Yeah, absolutely. But I thought he was very good in this. You know, I mean, he played it just. It wasn't super wonderful. It didn't suck. It was right on the money for what it should have been. You know, this is not a movie that's going to impress everybody. It's not a movie that everybody's going to love. But you know what? It was silly. A fun for me. I didn't look at all that. I wasn't criticizing it because I knew what it was going into it. So you know, for me, it's a 2-star film.
Yeah, no, it's a 1-star film for me.
Yeah.
Well, instead, watch Piranha 3D. It's a much better.
Oh, absolutely!
You'll have a much better time and a lot more naked chicks.
Piranha is an incredible. It's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
You know, Piranha's the exception to the rule. When you take an old classic and you bring it up to the year,
and have talented people behind the camera.
Yeah, year 2010 or whatever it was when that came out, and you do it right, and you're able to draw multiple audiences into it. Even us old jaded guys, we dug it. The teeny bopper crowd dug it.
Well, that's kind of the logic that back in the 60s with Alfred Hitchcock had. You know, when he said, look, let's take a standard horror movie, but, you know, he has talent.
Yeah.
And he said, let's, you know, these gritty, real, you know, In Cold Blood was the big film at the time.
Right.
And he said, look, instead of making a big glossy movie-looking thing, let's take my TV camera crew from Alfred Hitchcock Presents and make a movie with them. So we have a movie that's done quick, cheap, and easy. See, and so I can do this too.
Sure.
You know, talented people can make little films, like
Well,
Spielberg doing Catch Me If You Can.
Well,
that was a great movie.
But again, the point is that we know how it should and could be done, but this really wasn't aimed at that audience. I honestly cannot see somebody sitting in the boardroom going, oh, well, this is going to be like the answer to Jaws or even Piranha. This is not that. This is just something they threw out there. It's almost like just a giveaway. You know, like an album. You buy an album, you go to the store, you get a CD. You know, you got like 4 songs you really dig, and the rest of them are filler. This is the filler. This is the filler.
This was a quick cash grab.
Exactly. But for what it was, for what it was, and I knew what it was going in. You know, I didn't hate it. I actually had a little bit of fun with it. It just, I wasn't looking to nitpick it. You know, I was just looking to sit back, have a beer, and laugh.
I mean, they're out there. They zoom away, and the shark chases them, and they're going 30 miles away. And then all of a sudden, the shark attacks, and they pull into the cove, and it's the same cove they left.
Yeah, well, you know, they're directionally challenged.
Here's something I learned from this movie. You know, all over the board, 100 things we learned about this. Here's something I learned. If a boat is on the water and headed towards a gas tank, the boat will magically rise 4 feet to clear it.
To jump over it.
But jumps through it, through the gas tank.
Yeah.
And then a massive fireball will magically appear 40 feet high. And then after that fireball, and they say, we need help, someone find a flare.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, somebody said that when we were watching it. You just had a big fireball go up in the air. What do you need a flare for? You know, I'll tell you what. Have you ever seen Grease 2, Mike?
Oh, God.
Have you ever seen Grease 2?
I know.
Come on now. Wait. Can I do this real quick?
Yes.
We're going round it. Walk.
You are the only person who remembers this.
Walk. No, okay. Now that I got Prowling out of the way, you were talking about the boat rising 4 feet and jumping over this deal, right?
To make this 50-foot explosion.
To make it right. Now, do you remember that Michael Caldwell or whatever his name was, the guy that played
Maxwell?
Yeah. Do you remember him playing when he dressed all up in the leathers and everything?
Right.
And he shows up at the bowling alley, and Nagarelli and Goose and all them come out the bowling alley to watch this guy, and he rides up this car. Right? Just by driving at the car, there's a ramp that magically appears, and he drives up the car and lands on the top of the vehicle. Now, this is what this is akin to me, because I sit there and laugh at that every time. Of course, let me tell you folks right now, Grease 2 is the funniest movie I have ever seen in my life.
The only reason to watch that is to see Michelle Pfeiffer when she was young and hot.
Yeah, cool,
man,
rider.
The songs are horrible. The songs are stupid.
R-I-D-E-R.
The whole plot is stupid.
Come on!
Adrian Zemed.
Who's that guy?
That guy is T.J. Hooker's partner.
He came out of the darkness like a man from outer space. It doesn't really matter that I haven't seen his face. Oh, come on, Mike! Come on! This is good stuff.
Jesus Christ, he's going to start singing the songs from Xanadu next.
Adrian Zmed, let me tell you something. This is T.J. Hooker's partner. Don't mess with him,
right.
dude. Don't mess with him.
Romano.
T.J. will knock you upside your head, okay?
Right.
Let me tell you something right now.
I was showing my kids the other day Twilight Zone episode, Nick of Time with William Shatner, and I looked at my kids and go, you know who that is, don't you? And they're like, who? I'm going, that's the Priceline negotiator.
Yeah, but no, what I was going to say was Grease 2 cracks me up because there's all these holes and everything, but you know what? I don't care, and it's funny, dude. It reminds me of high school with the 4 dumb idiots walking around
Which one?
In the T-shirt jacket.
Number 1, 2, or 3?
I was definitely Nagarelli. No doubt about it, man. I had Goose with me, though. I definitely had Goose. I think DiMucci was there, and I don't even remember the 4th guy's name. Who was the little guy with the curly hair?
Horseshack.
Mike, now your wife told me that when you guys got together, that you got down on a knee and sang, "Let's do it for our country."
My knees are so shot. If I got down on my knees, I couldn't get back up.
It's Uncle Sam who's asking, so your mother will approve. Come on.
That's sad you have these songs memorized from this.
How many times have I seen this movie, Mike?
That's
me and
sad.
my buddy Dan, let me tell you something. Me and my buddy Dan, we will sit down. If that movie's on, we absolutely cannot turn off of it because it's so freaking hilarious to us because we can relate to it somehow.
You can relate to being locked up into a fallout shelter with the
not that
together to
part,
get laid.
But just like the whole attitude of high school, it portrays it in a very funny way.
I can imagine. Hey, that chick is really hot. How can I get in her pants? I got a fallout shelter in the backyard.
Yeah.
Hey, the bomb's dropping. Let's go.
But it's not a nuclear. It's a nucleoid. Nucleoid fallout shelter.
So sad.
Reproduction. Remember that one? You remember that one?
I blotted it out.
Oh,
it so
come on,
traumatic.
Mike. You remember all this
I
stuff.
saw this on Sunday morning on HBO at 9 in the morning and went, what is this crap?
Crap? Are you
bad.
kidding me? It's not bad. It's funny. Okay, it's bad funny.
It's bad.
It's hilarious. Come on, Nagarelli walking up to Michael or Maxwell, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name.
Caulfield.
Michael. What's his name? Michael in the movie?
I don't know.
So Nagarelli walks up to him with his paper and his, with his money in his coat because he's paying him to do his homework for him.
You know what? Instead of
I
watching,
got a rep to protect.
If you want to watch a movie based in the 50s or 60s with Michelle Pfeiffer looking young and hot, watch The Hollywood Knights. That's a much better movie without the awful songs.
There's no awful songs in this film.
Oh,
we get up and perform them, okay? The whole family.
I find it hard to believe you don't do drugs.
What a great film, guys. I mean, lighthearted fun. I mean, come on. Mike doesn't do lighthearted fun.
Lighthearted fun is the first Grease movie, not the second
one. No, the first Grease movie bores me sometimes. Although I will say this. And this is way off Shark Night, by the way. But I just gotta say, I just watched Staying Alive again the other night, right?
Oh God.
I love that film. Why do I love that film so much? Well,
because John Travolta's got his shirt off.
No, the chemistry between him and the chick from the what was she in, like a fashion show or something like that on TV? What's her name? The brunette, the dancer. gorgeous girl. What was her name?
In the Travolta movie?
In Staying Alive. You know, the I don't remember her name, but then you got Richard Marx's wife, Cynthia Rhodes, in there.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, the same one that played in Runaway with Gene Simmons,
Runaway with
right?
Gene Simmons and Tom
So,
Selleck. Yeah,
the chemistry
She was hot. And Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, but the chemistry between the three of those,
She was cute.
it drives a heck of a movie, man. I love it. I love that whole Bee Gees era kind of deal. I just
Now you're talking about Staying Alive.
I'm not talking
sequel.
about Saturday Night Fever. I'm talking
Right.
about Staying Alive. Now, let me tell you something. Saturday Night Fever is one of my favorite movies of all time
Why?
because it is like a slice of American culture.
You know what's really no it's a slice of Italian culture.
No, it's a slice of American culture.
Yeah, I know.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's very gritty and it's very real.
You know what's so funny? The biggest misconception is that movie. Everyone thinks that whole movie is nothing but disco and dancing, and he only dances for like 5 minutes.
It's a whole story. It's a whole like snapshot of a life. You know, and I really,
he only
really love that
dances
movie.
for 5 minutes in that movie.
I mean, you hit his hair. He works all night on his hair, and then what do? You go and hit it. You hit his hair. Now, come on, Mikey. Come on, but
I'm
no.
sorry. Every time I think of the Mad Magazine spoof on that. Hey, it's a Sunday morning. I'm going to scare the crap out of my grandmother.
Oh, come on, Mike. Saturday Night Fever to me is like, it's almost like just America. It's just, that's what I just want to call it, just America at that particular time. And I was listening to the behind the scenes stuff on Saturday Night Fever, and they're telling about how, the director had all this pressure. What's his name?
Lloyd Kaufman was location scout on that movie.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Lloyd Kaufman did
he had all this pressure on him because they didn't like the language. They wanted to edit out the language to put it in theaters at the time.
Well, you know what's really funny is I saw one of those behind the scenes things on it, and Travolta was getting ready to do Grease.
Yeah.
And that was going to be Travolta's big coming out party.
Yeah.
This was kind of like his homework. Let's get one little small artsy film under your belt before you go do a real movie.
Yeah, well, guess what? Saturday Night Fever is the better movie. But going back to Staying Alive,
directed by Stallone.
A lot of people, and he bumped shoulders with Stallone in Staying Alive. Remember, they're walking down the street?
Dude, I'll be totally honest with you. My sister took me to see Staying Alive in the theater like the weekend it opened, and that was the last time I saw that.
Oh, you're missing out, Mike. You're missing out. You know what? You'll be in tights dancing if you watch it. I mean, I kid you not. After you see how good
I just remember all the fire and flame and Travolta.
No, that's towards the end. That's towards the end. I mean, the whole build up to that, I think it's very cool. But a lot of people complained about that movie because they said, well, it doesn't really go back and connect itself all that well with Saturday Night Fever. To be a true sequel, they wanted to have they wanted to bring the whole clan back, all the goons back. They wanted to bring all the clan back, but they were like, no, we're not going to do that because we're going to focus this just on Monero.
Right.
Right? And so a lot of people were upset about that.
And
but
focus on his biceps and his chest.
I love that film, Mike. I mean, as much as I love horror and I get all serious about this stuff, that is just a lighthearted, fun freaking movie,
Dude, you're
man.
scaring me. You're talking praise about all these shirts,
No.
these movies with guys with no shirts
Oh,
on.
give me a break.
You're scaring me.
No, I'm looking at what's her face, the brunette and Cynthia Rhodes. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, no, but seriously, in all seriousness, I would watch that movie over a whole bunch of other movies anytime. It's almost like the Rocky vibe. No wonder Stallone was involved in it, right?
Exactly. That was at the time he was making Rocky 4 or Rocky 5.
Yeah, because it's almost like the Rocky vibe. Dude is down on his luck. He's fighting to get a job. He's working. He's trying to get up and to be on Broadway, and the work and the training and the prep and all this stuff. It's just, it's cool.
I was working at an AM radio station at the time Rocky 4 came out, and we got to do all sorts of. We were allowed a lot of leeway, and we did these promos, to advertise a show or something. And I did this Mr. T impression voice on it. We had the Eye of the Tiger. Hey fool, don't you go watching that Rocky 4 because I'm not in it. But at least you can play with my dolls, or you can eat my cereal, or you can listen to KSCR 53 AM.
Yeah.
They put the T in music, fool. What? There ain't no T in music? I pity the fool who didn't put the T in music. I pity.
Hey,
I still remember doing that.
Mr. T will never remembered. Let me just say this. This is a fact. Mr. T will not be remembered as well for Rocky 3 as he will be remembered for WrestleMania 1.
Oh, the 18. Come on.
Do you remember WrestleMania 1, Mike?
No, because
of course you don't. You don't watch.
I don't watch big buffed men with no shirts on grab each other.
That's not exactly true, Mike. I've seen your porn collection. Anyway, the bottom line is this. Going back to Shark Night. Okay.
What's the movie we're reviewing?
Going back to Shark Night.
Holy crap.
You know what? The best debates are ones where we just flow. You know, there's no notes, there's no script. We just start talking. We did a Van Halen debate.
Before we started.
Before we even began recording, we're talking about Roth. We're talking about Sammy. We're talking about
Gary Chironi.
We're talking about Chironi. Yeah, we're talking about how much Mike hates the Foreign Lawful album, and how much I love it, and how much he loved 5150, and how much I couldn't stand Get Up, Get Up.
I couldn't stand that either.
You know, it's like
that was the song I skipped.
And how much better Sammy is than David. We both agree on that.
Oh, and they just did a show the other night, and he was horrible.
They did a show last night. And it was like, oh.
I'm sorry. You know what?
I heard Jump, and it made me want to jump.
People don't spend your money on this band anymore. There's tribute bands who are much better.
Yeah. $144.
Gosh, just to see,
To see Kool and the Gang and Van Halen.
God. Why do they have Kool and the Gang open?
Well,
why?
Because I think this has to be Roth. This has to be Roth's influence. Do you notice when Sammy was in that band?
They had good bands open?
They had good bands opening. Alice in Chains opened the first time that I saw Van Halen with Sammy. Alice in Chains opened the show, and they killed it.
Right, and they had Metallica open for him. And when Dave's, who's open for him? After the Fire, Dark Commissioner.
Yeah.
You know, and what was some of the other horrible bands? The Velcros.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
So I think what it is, honestly, is a way to make them look bigger and better.
Exactly.
When they come out. They get a crappier opening band.
Exactly.
And then they come out and they can suck a little harder, and you know.
And people go, at least they're not the opening band.
Now let me just say this, and I want to be honest. Van Halen, for a time period when Sammy was in the band, was my favorite band on earth. I had more fun at their live shows. They were loose, and Mike says they were too loose.
They were too loose. They were sloppy.
They were you bordered on sloppy sometimes, but they were fun. We used to go up to Sacramento to Cal Expo, the outdoor venue up there. They'd blow fireworks off. I mean, the Foreign Lawful tour was just incredible. Favorite band. Y&T was always up there, but I'll tell you what. That Van Halen, there was no beating them in the early 90s, late 80s. I mean, I thought they were just a smooth running machine. But now it's like a caricature, you know, from what I heard last night. And I'm like, man, you know, that breaks my heart.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
Don't break my heart.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be horrible and sloppy, and it's horrible and sloppy.
Yep.
So.
Speaking of horrible and sloppy, Mike, how much do you give Shark Night?
Shark Night, 1 star.
1 star. You know what? I'm giving it 2.
All right.
I had some fun. Mike, if you know what? I'm so easy, dude. The directors know this now. All they got to do is make me have fun. You know, they got to put something in there that I can relate to or that I dig, and that makes me smile. And if it makes me smile, it makes me laugh. I'm going to give it a higher score.
If Shark Night 3D had some double Ds, I would have given it a better score.
Well, see, I don't look for the double Ds. You know, I if they're there, fine. But I want to have some fun. You know, and it gave me a little bit of that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the stupid stick was all over this.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
And how many stars for Staying Alive?
Staying Alive. Let me tell you something, Mike. Not as a movie,
but as an event,
but as an experience. I love that movie. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but I love it, and I would easily give it 4 stars.
And same with Grease.
I would agree. Grease too, 5 stars. I crack up every time I watch it. Same thing with Smokey and the Bandit. I cannot turn away.
Smokey and the Bandit 1 was awesome. 2 was silly.
Freaking hilarious.
He loves 3 the best out of all.
No,
of them.
I don't love 3 the best, but 3 does have some funny lines.
3 has the dumbest.
When him and Junior are walking through the Sodom and Gomorrah joint, that was pretty damn funny. And having the fish on top, but Daddy, they stole the fish. You know, I mean, come on, man, it was hilarious. You know, Jackie Gleason, we'll never replace that guy ever.
No.
You know, I mean, shit. What? I wouldn't watch the movies. I don't care about Burt Reynolds. I don't care about Sally Fields. But when Buford was on the screen, baby, I cared. Okay. I mean, Daddy, I lost my hat. I hope your goddamn head was in it.
That was
you know?
from the first. That was from the second movie. That was great.
Oh my God! I mean, the lines and just the attitude. Man.
Daddy, my zipper's stuck. Here, let me help.
Yeah. And the people are looking at him.
Get in the car, Junior.
You ever embarrass your daddy like that again? I'm gonna get an axe, and you're never gonna have to open your fly again.
The part 1 and 2 was great.
And you guys thought we only watched horror.
Oh, we watch everything.
We watch horrible. You did as well. But it's all good. It's
Trust
all for
me,
a
you
laugh.
wouldn't be listening to this. Today we're reviewing Smokey and the Bandit. It's Cannonball Run 2.
Cannonball Run, yeah, right. You know, but that's the thing, is that everybody has to remember something. This is entertainment. It is to entertain. I don't care if it's artsy or trashy or whatever the case may be. If it entertains, then for me,
Isn't that what a movie is?
For me, it's okay. You know, and that's kind of what Shark Night did. It entertained me for 90 minutes.
It didn't entertain me. It was tedious.
You know, certainly it was tedious in parts, but I've seen worse.
Yeah, there's worse out there. That's why I gave it 1 star.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, he's Michael Mandy. I'm Rowdy J. He's about dying from coughing.
Dying.
And we are the Horror Debate. Thank you for coming back. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.